Howdy, guys. How's it going? Welcome to the Oasis Casual 3v3 Tournament. I'm going to be one of your hosts here, Barn Door. We've got your man Choice over here as well. Choice, how's it going?
G'day. I'm doing really well, Barn. Very excited for this tournament to get underway. Had a great little morning, and we're going to continue a good day with some 3v3 arena. Couldn't ask for a better day.
Awesome. Definitely a great day to play some 3v3. And not pictured here, you've got Cherry behind the desk making sure all the production, all the camera work goes great. So hats off and thank you to Cherry as well. Couldn't do the events without her.
I will just be the voice in the background. Yes. Yes, you can hear me through the stream. You can hear me in call. I will just be, the little background voice. My voice is from the Shadowlands that you can't see pictured, obviously.
From the mall.
Yes, I'm from the mall. Yeah, I got sent to the mall for playing a Mistweaver. I'm sorry.
Hey, well, at least you're not playing a prop pally like one of our competitors today, right?
Oh, is that how we're playing this, are we? We're just gonna just drop the elbow into the prop paladin. All right, fair enough.
Oh, we just drop it right in there. So, Choice, it's been a minute, right? I haven't talked to you, I don't think, since we did the Winter Brawl, right? How have you been, bud?
I've been doing really well. I did my my Glad push just earlier this week, so that was a lot of fun. Played the most Warcraft I've been able to play in a number of months, and
nice.
Yeah, obviously like there's a lot of criticisms about the ladder right now, but I've had a really good time. So I managed to seal up Glad and get my 2.7 for the first time. That was playing.
Congratulations, man! That's a big achievement.
Thanks so much. That was playing Windwalker, Moonkin, Holy Paladin. So not a bad comp by any means, but also I didn't have to stoop to Demon Hunter to make that work. So
whoa there!
Very
fired already here.
But very happy with my last week or so in World of Warcraft, for sure. So
nice,
that's
for sure.
That's what's happened since you and I last spoke. What have you been up to? I heard you went to a car show, but in Warcraft, how you been doing?
Well, I actually just got today. I went to go visit the Barrett Jackson. If anybody's ever heard of it, it's one of the world's biggest car shows. Great time. Took my fiance there. But other than that, no, I've been playing my Demon Hunter a little bit off and on. Haven't been having as much time to play recently as I wanted to, but I'm happy. It's Sunday. We've got some 3v3 action we're about to jump into here. We've got 4 stellar teams ready to beat the crap out of each other, and it's going to be a good time. Choice, you want to get into some of the rules we got for the tournament so far?
Yeah, so pretty stock standard rules. So it is a double elimination, best of 3, finals best of 5. So as is pretty much standard, first game played on the Grand, then loser picks the following map. So did I miss anything there? Is that pretty much the?
That's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah. Just emphasis on the double elimination here.
Double elimination.
Meaning once one of these teams, loses a round and we move to the next one, they're not out then. They actually have to go through the whole lower bracket, and if they get eliminated there, they get eliminated, right? So makes for an interesting tournament. That chance of redemption, I think.
Yes. Absolutely.
For sure. So do we want to get into the teams really quick here, Choice, and take a look and see maybe a couple predictions?
So obviously Cherry's got a handful right now, but we'll see if we can maybe get a look at the bracket right now. But we are. We do have 4 teams here. So we have Zerzez, we've dubbed them, playing a Windwalker, Demon Hunter, Resto Shaman. That's a full Necro Lord lineup.
Wow.
So that's an exciting
some Necro gamers. For sure.
Some exciting Zug action out of this melee cleave here. We have Oops playing a classic disc jungle. So that's probably the closest thing we really have to a meta comp on this list. We then have Pillarmen playing a TSG with a Prot Paladin serving as a healer. That'll be interesting to watch. Interesting to note that the Prot Paladin is playing Venthir, which is actually a bit of an off-meta pick, but it shows just how aggressive these guys are going to be.
It makes me think that this team they're gonna want to win every opener, right? So and so he's playing Kyrian, right? So they have a strategy going in here. It's going to be that Kyrian spear into the Ashen Hollow into just the meat grinder, and so these other teams, if they're coming up against that, they have to be ready for that opener. If they don't have something to trade, if they don't have something to stop, because this Prot Paladin is going to he's going to have that Guardian of the Forgotten Queen, right? He's going to have all those abilities, and then these guys, they're going to be trapped in that Ashen Hollow with that Kyrian Spear in the Ashen Hollow. So that's a wombo combo waiting to happen, and I can't wait to see some.
Yes. It's possible the Pro Paladin will spoil the whole day, but moving on from that, we have a demo lock BM Hunter Holy Priest. That's an interesting pick. I had a quick look at the toolkit for these two specs. Even though it's not what we'd consider a meta comp, it looks okay. I can see this potentially doing quite well under the right circumstances. Do you have anything to add to that?
Well, the only thing I would add is more of an overall look. I'm really looking at this Prop Paladin team. If they can just dominate the opener in every match, they're gonna really have a good shot to take this whole thing. But I think the Resto Shaman, and I'm actually surprised we only have one Resto Shaman coming in. The Resto Shaman, the Windwalker, and then the Necro DH. I think that is gonna be the comp to beat, and if the Pillar Man, the Prop Paladin team can beat that comp, then they might take the whole thing.
See, it's interesting. So the Windwalker DH, they obviously like extreme aggression, extreme burst, like very, very dangerous. They also tend to lack some of the defensive tools for a longer game. So I can maybe see a team if they can dig in and survive that opening setup. I can maybe see them being able to outlast this Windwalker DH. But we are into the first game. It is the Windwalker DH versus the Demo Lock BM Holy Priest.
Ooh, this is going to be a good one. I'm seeing some talent choices coming out here as well. Yeah, definitely looking at that Demo Lock. Definitely looking at this Priest to see exactly how he's going to play this. Who do you think takes this? Who do you think takes this right off the bat, Choice?
I mean, the smart money is on this Windwalker DH, but I want to believe in Kick the Hunter. I think if they can survive this opening gambit from the cleave, I can see them potentially being able to outlast the Xerxes. I believe in Richard.
We'll see.
In the demo dream.
Yeah, I think we keep an eye on Richard, and we keep an eye on those death bolts. Now, if Richard can get some solid death bolts off, I think this Windwalker will be in. Oh, wait! Thank you so much. Sorry, it's been a minute for me.
We're used to seeing him as affliction.
Here we are. Gates are open. We've got Demon Hunter rushing right in. A trap going out onto the Resto Shaman as well. It's actually broken. Fortunately for Xerxes. Oh, it's going to be reversed.
Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. We got caught. Richard! Oh my gosh, he gets chunked, and there's unrelenting pressure, has to press that wall, and he just cannot get topped. He's just going to go down. Oh my gosh.
That was through wall NGS at the end there. That was absurd damage there from that Windwalker DH.
Unhealable damage coming out of Xerxes? Xerxes?
Yes,
that right?
Yeah, we decided Xerxes. Yeah, they never got back to us on how to pronounce it. We won't have a unfortunate incident again.
They just pushed the gas pedal to the floor and never let up the whole game.
Absolutely.
I think so. The lock did use his port and he used his gate intelligently. I liked the port there, but I think his gate was a little too late because he got stunned on the gate. And then, I mean, with a Windwalker and a DH, you're definitely not going to be able to outrun them, right?
Yeah. So
you just need to get away at the right time.
He got robbed on the first gate. He managed to get it the second time around. The unfortunate thing for this demo Hunter comp that was sort of exposed there is just how little defensive peels they have access to when the Warlock is under assault like that. Like, there's nothing the Hunter can really do to break up that damage. So the Cleave was able to just dig in and just have their way with Richard, unfortunately.
Okay, so I'm seeing Xerxes is the way it's pronounced. So so we're bringing it back to Xerxes, right? Like the you ever watch 300, the movie, right? King Xerxes.
I do recall having seen 300, yes.
Yep. It's a good movie for sure.
So interesting first game there. It's watching Richard die through GS and War.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine the game going any other way, but hopefully if they can break up that opening damage, maybe if they can survive through the Zwen and the meta and so on.
I was gonna say choice. I mean, you know, if you're Kick the Hunter and after that first matchup, what do you do here? I mean, the trap got reversed. Richard had the port. He walled. What do you do? I mean, you're on Tolvaron Arena, so that might favor them, I think, but they've got to find a way to break free from the unrelenting pressure that is Xerxes.
Yeah, so I think cooldown trading and mobility alone won't keep Richard alive. They need to find a way to actually stop the damage. They need to find a way to land some fears, land some slows. Like I don't know if I'd go as far as to use the Hunter and Tim stun on a DPS. I don't know if they're that desperate. But if it's just a matter of like trading cooldowns, you can't trade your way out of that opener. You need to be able to actually peel it.
So we've got gates open. We've got Gateway coming out, and just again, Demon Hunter already across the map. But they're going, okay, so the reverse trap, just like it was before. Hunter not able to peel, immediately opening onto Richard, going to trade that wall. Is it going to be enough? It wasn't, and he pre-gates a lot of the damage, but Shackle's still coming out. He has no answer for this. There's the Guardian Spirit proc and the Karma. Richard has got to get topped, and he just will not live to that unrelenting pressure.
Yeah, wow. There's not a great deal to say. I think the Kick the Hunter played it a bit better in the sense that, like, you know, they were able to land an MC or two. They were able to get the Fell Lord down, which was meant to provide some zoning. But there's just so much pressure to work through right now.
I think the answer for them, I think their Hunter, because their Hunter knew he wasn't the target. I think their Hunter had to trinket the reverse, because after the reverse on the trap, he sat the trap. I think he had to reverse and then had to pop some cooldowns through, because the only way, because you see they can't heal through that. Through all of their cooldowns, they're just dead, right? So the only way to be able to live that is to have reverse pressure, forcing the other team to be at least play a little bit more defensive to maybe give themselves some breathing room. But as they move on, right, Xerxes definitely smashed.
Definitely smashed.
So I think if this demo lock and BM Hunter can kind of they can kind of clean it up a little bit going into the lower bracket, kind of figure out how to get the hard thing is for a demo lock, they have so much ramp. They don't have damage just right up. I mean, the Hunter does, but that demo lock does not, as opposed, like, I don't know. What do you think, Choice? Do you think there's a scenario in which they can stop that?
After those two games, it's very hard to imagine. I do think you're right that the Hunter is allowed to trinket that reverse trap. My worry would be, though, that, like, let's say that you do that thing where you trinket and you try to flip the pressure. You hit the Demon Hunter, and with the Meta Leech, nothing really happens. You hit the Monk, he presses Karma, and your lock dies faster. But I think those are...
Well, he pressed Karma no matter what. I think so. He's going to press Karma. Yeah. So when he was going for the kill, he pressed Karma just offensively. I think you just... If that's if you're this Warlock and Hunter team, I think you have to basically go all in and just trade cooldowns for cooldowns and go all in on that Windwalker. But it looks like we're having a little bit of difficulties getting a hold of one of our teams so far. So our next matchup, and guys, you can follow with us, !bracket in the chat. You're going to be able to follow along with us every step of the way. Looks like our next matchup is going to be, I believe it's going to be Xerxes versus Pillarman. Was that correct, Cherry?
Yes. Because the other team isn't getting back to me, so we're unfortunately just going to just DQ them from the tournament and then just keep going on, because this is a relatively short tournament anyways. Unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of signups, and I think that's just because everyone's feeling like the 9.1.5 Dragon, like we're all kind of just waiting for 9.2, so we're probably gonna like slow down on tournaments after the Valentine's Day one, but after that, we'll go back into full force.
Speaking of that, Speaking of the Valentine's Day tournament, that's a good segue. I mean, we've got ourselves a little shorter, more casual type tournament going on right now, guys. But Cherry, you want to kind of inform them a little bit about what's going on with Oasis? I know right now we are in that little bit of that content drought before the next patch coming up. But what's going on with Oasis? Big planned?
Yeah, so next month in February, we're actually going to put on a Valentine's Day tournament. So a lot of people have been asking for 2v2 team tournaments, which is something we haven't done in quite a long time. So we're going to bring it back with the Valentine's Day tournament because it's basically going to be themed around queuing with like your significant other or like your best friend. So
Hmm.
a lot of people are really interested in that, and we're going to do it over 2 days. And we'll have two separate brackets, kind of like how we did the Winter Brawl when we were raising money for the Children's Hospital. It's going to be very similar, just to get everybody involved and let them have fun. And we're kind of holding off on prizes for now because the overall interest in PvP is kind of low at the moment. Because, like I
Mm-hmm.
just mentioned earlier, I think everyone's kind of just waiting for 9.2. But I think once 9.2 comes back, we'll start bringing back like little prize pools or like more giveaways and stuff like that. And we're kind of just waiting for like the game to get like super active again, and we're
Yeah.
just filling the
I
time with
mean,
what we can.
yeah, I mean that's the thing right now, right? A lot of people they're going through either they're working on alts, they're working on achievements, mounts. This is the time kind of in that like seasonal lull that a lot of WoW players and especially PvPers unfortunately have gotten used to. And I wish it wasn't a thing that we got used to, but where there's no changes, there's no new content coming out, or at least announced to come out. We know there's going to be another patch coming up. Sepulchre, hope I pronounced that right, of the first ones coming. We just don't know when it is. We don't know when the season ends. And so right now we're stuck in that loop of just okay, I've done everything. My main character's fully decked out. He's got everything. I've got the glad. I've got all the rating. I've got my mythic pluses done. So what do I do? And for a lot of
Absolutely.
people, maybe they just don't play WoW as much, and so we
Yeah,
are kind of seeing that lately.
they go play Final Fantasy, not to name names, but
I yeah, I mean, I don't know who's a Final Fantasy player in here, but yeah, maybe
Oh, so
myself. My oh, sorry, go
Mortal's
ahead.
Mortal's team is watching the stream right now, and Mortal actually gave me a really good idea. Because I everyone asks for tournament access, and just for transparency reasons, I constantly ask Blizzard people if we can get tournament access for Oasis. Every time, unfortunately, the
Hmm.
answer is no. But Mortal does bring up a good point. We could technically host tournaments on PTR, which we probably should because you can max gear on
mm,
PTR. The only thing right now is obviously it's geared for 9.2, but I think that'd still be pretty cool. So now I'm tempted to actually do the Valentine's Day tournament on PTR. I don't know if
That's not a bad
I
idea.
yeah, no,
don't know
actually,
if the Wargame Helper add-ons and the spectating add-ons are supported for PTR. I that could
I
be
don't see why
something.
they wouldn't be.
Yeah, that could be something I test like tomorrow because the
mm,
signups for the 2v2 tournament don't go out until Wednesday anyways. So I can
Hmm.
test it really quick to see if I can because I don't think anyone would say no to that. You just download PTR and you just make your character and buy the max gear. And I think it'd
mm,
also be a really fun way to test out a lot of the changes that are happening.
Yeah,
And it
that way people could kind of see what's going on, what might be the new meta, what's going to be powerful, what's going to be nerfed. Speaking of signups, now you said they can't sign up yet. Cherry, where would they go? What would they do if somebody was watching right now and they wanted to sign up?
So the signups are always going to be posted in Discord, and that's something we changed this year. We're not going to post the signups on like Twitter or anything anymore because we have a bad habit of like people signing up and then they never join the Discord. So the tournament admins have to go like individually each person down the list of trying to contact them, trying to get them in the Discord. So we're only posting the signups in our Discord now to make sure they're already at least there because if they're not, it's such a hassle to individually reach out to everybody and it's just kind of it consumes so much time that could be used
Oh,
elsewhere.
but I loved it every time Morty would reach out to me.
You'll still be reached out to in the
Shout
Discord.
Shout out to Morty out there. I talked to him before, and so I'm a busy guy some most days, and so I don't always get a chance to like go through Discords because I'm in a lot of them. And I actually sat down and I talked to Morty. I'm like, hey man, I love the tournaments. I love Oasis, everything. Right. I have my own community that I do as well, Positive Vibes, and we love working with Oasis. But I don't have time to always like go and like see when events are coming up or see stuff. And I asked Morty like, can you just like send me a direct DM like the day before an event's gonna happen, and I'll make sure to be there. So Morty's been my go-to guy for a while now.
That's kind of funny.
No,
Yeah.
it's great. So I'm definitely guilty of being that guy who like signs up on Twitter and then not even taking down the date of when the tournament is, and then Morty will hit me up like 8 hours before, like, "Hey man, like you still coming to this tournament?" But like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm coming. I swear."
Yeah, and that's unfortunately like this is not a jab at you, obviously, because you do show up. But that's like about 50% of the signups, and then like 5% of people just don't show up. Period. And it's like, okay, well, we tried to get you in the Discord, but you didn't read the app fully. But
Nightmarish. I don't know how you do it. I couldn't handle that. I'd have a breakdown.
All right. Well, we can queue Mortal's team and Prometheus's team into each other because, unfortunately, like I said, I cannot contact the fourth team. So we're only gonna have 3 teams this tournament. But
so
it's
which
gonna go
is
fast.
the team that's going to be DQ'd? Which one is it?
The jungle team.
Okay, so that's going to be Oops.
Yeah.
So
Oops
if you guys are
is-
looking at the bracket right now, again, exclamation point bracket in the chat. Oops is going to be the team that unfortunately is going to be DQ'd. And right, what we were talking about, people sign up for stuff and they don't show up. You know, it's always unfortunate, but we're gonna roll on.
Yeah, screw them. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but anyway.
We move on. The
Awesome.
show must go on.
So Choice, you said you recently just hit your 2,700, and you recently did your Glad push, and congratulations again. That's a huge thing. What was the most, I don't know, maybe annoying comp for you to fight going up into that bracket?
The quite high spell cleaves were quite scary when like dealing with like frost mage demo lock,
shadow play, god comp, stuff like that.
we queued into a 2,900 god comp that humbled us quite a bit. That was something. Double fire mage sucks, but we are in this game here. So this
what is this, BFA again? Oh Jesus!
So we have here. So it is a Prot Paladin TSG. So
yes, we are into our next match. Yep. Sorry.
It's right. So we got the Prot Paladin TSG and the previous winners Xerxes. So the gates are about to open here.
This is going to be a fast one. Hold on to your seats. Don't blink, guys, because this one's going to be a fast one. Keep your eye. Guardian of the Forgotten Queens. Already coming out.
Going straight for the Resto Shaman here, so they got to crack
the Ashen Hollow. It's out. The Kyrian Spear.
He tries to sit the Hodge there.
The Resto Shaman. They pressed everything. Oh, he's not using Darkness. Oh, oh my God! They killed both of them. They double killed. Holy damage. Yeah, he had to pre-dark that. So he had to pre-dark Earthen Wall. They have to either stop the warrior from getting in there with the Kyrian Spear, or they have to trade absolutely everything right there.
Yes. So plot wave there. He held his trinket for about half the Hodge, which is half a Hodge too long, and given the circumstances. Once I got rolling there, like died through Ascendance, through Astral Shift. I didn't catch what isolated the I don't know if the DH got feared off the Shaman, but the Shaman was very isolated there to cop that damage there.
I think he got I believe he got asphyxiated from the DK. I could be wrong.
Sure.
But that had to be a trinket dark. You have to pre-dark that. Just the nature of darkness isn't even the best defensive cooldown, but what it does is it provides a 50% chance currently, a 50% chance to avoid all damage, right? So it's not saying that you're getting a 50% reduced. It's saying that a 50% chance to reduce all damage. So it doesn't technically reduce everything you take by 50%. It kind of leaves everything up in the air, but what it does is, maybe you'll get hit for that 5k, but then they'll miss that 25k. Or on the flip side, maybe you get hit for that 25k through darkness and you don't get hit for the 5k. So it really is a little bit of a gamble as far as it's honestly, in my opinion, not the most well-designed defensive for any class, but they had to pre-dark. That's all I'm saying. They have to pre-dark. They have to earthen wall. He's got to press that link, and they have got to reverse pressure immediately.
Yeah, it's funny to see a team that ran over someone in the previous game themselves get run over in equally spectacular fashion. Yeah, so the big thing, so they have to keep the shaman alive for the first go, but then they need to be able to actually get that counter pressure. Obviously, the way this TSG is going to play, they're going to be willing to throw things like IBF and Guardian of the Fallen King and throw that stuff really offensively to keep that opener going and to stay offensive. So in theory, if the Windwalker DH can ride out that opening damage, they can get on top of it. The big thing is that Windwalker DH does have quite a bit of cleave, and cleave is the bane of prop paladins in terms of keeping their teammates alive. They're very susceptible to letting their partners get cleaved down. So I don't want to say that Xerxes can't come back from it, but clearly, like, that was a rough shot.
I mean, and I have had that exact thing happen to my Resto Shaman before, and it's never a feels good moment. And honestly, I say he needed a pre-dark. I've literally watched myself pre-dark with the Earthen Wall, with the double Shaman Wall, with the Spirit Link Totem, with every button in the game. Shaman just dies 100-0 like that, right? There's nothing you can do. So I think... Here's what I will say for the win condition for this next game, and we'll take a look at the map pick here in a second. But the win condition is this: if the Prop Paladin team does not 100-0 in the opener within the first 20-30 seconds, I give the game to the Resto Shaman team.
Yeah.
And obviously, if they do, then the Prop Paladin team wins.
So we are heading to Tolvaron here. So this is a interesting pick here. So lots of open space.
Mm-hmm.
Big pillar to work with here. I honestly don't see the map really coming into it that much, considering that we are looking at two cleaves here. Do you have any opinion on Tolvaron?
I have a thought here, and as far as Tolvaron, we can get to that in a second. I think it actually might favor the Shaman team because they're able to spread out a little bit more.
Okay.
But I had a thought, and it's gone now, but what if... Well, no, the thought's not gone, but the opportunity is gone. What if the Resto Shaman saved his Fleshcraft? Because right now he already used it in the opener, so he can't Fleshcraft again for 2 minutes. But what if he Aura Mastery Fleshcraft just in the opener, or as soon as they connect? Because you can't stop that.
You're absolutely right. That is a very powerful tool that the Resto Shamans have access to into these cleaves. You're absolutely right, yeah.
That might have been the play to stop this opener, because as you can see, there they come. There's the Hodge. There's the Ashen Hollow. Kyrian Spear as well. Darkness is being traded out. He's learning a little bit. Will he go down? This Resto Shaman is in a fight for his life. If they want to win the game, he's got to stay alive right here, right now. He lines Ashen Hollow, but he is living. He is... Oh, there it is. Just as I say he's living, he's not living no more.
They didn't even kill the Link. They just decided it would be easy just to kill him and the DH simultaneously.
Oh, that damage. That's unhealable damage.
If you look at Mortal X's cooldown bar, he has nothing left there. So that was Divine Shield, Sack, Argent Defender, Spell Warding, Guardian, Wings, Seraphim, and like every button on the bar is used right there. So that's an example.
They're all. That's their whole team. That's the Venthyr Prop Paladin. That is the way that they always play the game. Yeah, you win in the opener or you don't.
Yeah, and that's playing to your point earlier, where if the Shaman can hypothetically survive through that, then it's a whole new game at the 30-second mark. But that is quite a hefty ask at this point.
Cherry, this is how Mistweaver feels every game.
I'm serious. My Mistweaver gets just clapped every game sometimes, and it feels bad. No, but speaking of the winning in 30 seconds, I actually have a funny story. When we were queuing threes, I don't know why, but there was so many prop pallies in the 2200 to 2300 MMR bracket, and obviously, as a Mistweaver, I only have like one thing I can really do, which is port. That's it in the opener. Because I tried bubbling before and Peace Weaver, it's just all insta gone. I'm still dead. Doesn't fucking matter. But we like there's a couple prop value teams that we would live the 30-second opener, and then they just straight up left the game. They're like, okay, we didn't win, goodbye.
No.
Like, we didn't even kill them. They just straight up left the game. And I was like,
Well,
okay.
because if you're going to commit every single button you have in the opener and you don't get the kill, then the game's over anyways, right?
I appreciate the integrity of that, though, to just, like, own up and, like, yep, no, we have...
That's our only win condition. Goodbye.
Yeah, now we gotta give a shout out here real quick to Mortal X, who is the lone prop paladin coming in here. I didn't recognize the name until I saw the opener, but I know Mortal X has taken some CR off of me in the day for sure. In a very frustrating losses, he's definitely taken some CR off myself throughout the my time queuing threes. But Cherry, who do we got coming up next here?
So I'm going to go to the bracket. So obviously, because we had to DQ Oops, we only have 3 teams, obviously. Mm-hmm. So with that game now, Pillarman obviously could just go straight to the finals from the 2-0, and then Xerxes is gonna fight Kick the Hunter again, because obviously, like, looking at the bracket, they're going to get dropped to the lower bracket, and because Oops wasn't here, Kick the Hunter automatically advances. Yeah, they just automatically advance. So they're going to fight Xerxes, and then whoever wins is just going to fight Pillarman again. So this is, we're breaking a record. This is probably the shortest tournament to ever exist in all of WoW.
No.
So
I believe Rich is going to pull a miracle here and make a series out of this.
Hey, we'll
Hell
see.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had plenty of time now to sit back, analyze, and think, how do we stop this team? Because I'm sure in their head, I'm sure they're out there watching the tournament, and I'm sure in their head they're thinking, if we go up against, either of these teams again, we have to live the opener, right? So now their entire strategy for this tournament is figure out how to live the opener, right? If they can do that, they have a chance.
Live the opener. What a motto to live by in this season.
Yeah, I was going to say, season 2, that is kind of like the defining thing. As long as you live the opener, there's a game on.
Exactly. I had a very early push to Glad this season, and one of my great buds, Cac, love him. He's a Posse Viber with me as well, and we were playing some threes, and I think we were at like 2,700, and we were winning every single game, and he would just scream the same thing every time, because we were playing that Warrior, Resto Shaman, and DH, and this was early in the season where the Hunt would still like really do a lot of damage. And he would just scream, win in the opener every single game. And that was how we won. We won. We just unrelenting pressure, get your cooldowns off before the enemy team gets their cooldowns off. And honestly, that's what Shadowlands Season 2 feels like. You win in the opener or you don't.
Okay, so again, it is Xerxes versus Kick the Hunter. So this is a rematch of the first game here. So again, we've seen the unrelenting pressure of this cleave here, and we have to.
We can know Richard is playing Death Wish now, and he was not playing Death Wish in that first game or first matchup. So a little bit of a talent swap, trying to be a little bit more tanky. It took a second to kind of think, how do we keep Richard alive?
Wait, did you just call Dark Pack Death Wish?
Yeah.
Wait, this is a warlock, not a warrior.
I was gonna say something. It is the same icon. Here come the cleave. So you know what I mean. Plotwave's going to take this defensive pillar here. The cleave
there's a banish on Blocky Balboa coming over here. The Hunter is electing to sit that trap. No, he trinkets the trap. Yep. Tyrant coming out. Decimating Bolt also.
Gets stunned on that.
Richard is doing a great job staying alive so far, and they're still in this one. Long X taking a lot of damage. Karma already was used offensive, so he is going to be a great kill target, but Kick the Hunter has got to be able to keep this Warlock away from the cleave of this enemy team, which is not going to be an easy task whatsoever.
So GS has just been committed. That's the last major cooldown from Kick the Hunter here, as the Maledict is currently being channeled onto Richard here. Big damage onto Long Run now, who has nothing left. Ascendance and Link, that's the last cooldown from the Windwalker.
Ooh, can you stay alive here? This could be it.
Here. It's a little bit longer. There's
drain life, everything he can. And
there it is.
Yep.
Richard goes down.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what Kick the Hunter could do. They definitely had a lot. They lived a lot longer, and they are showing signs of life. Night and day difference from their earlier games.
They were really close. You can see there. So Plot Wave has nothing left. Long X has nothing left. The next setup from Kick the Hunter, we had a win condition for Kick the Hunter available there.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they're on the right path. I mean, it could have very easily been the Windwalker going down in that scenario. I think it's just they did everything they had to do to live the opener. I believe their priest just actually got kicked on a very, very important spell right there. So maybe if he lands the juke, maybe if he stands a little farther away, because that Windwalker and that Havoc, they do have a little bit of or the Havoc has a little bit of a ranged kick, but if you're standing far enough away, you're going to outrange that kick. So maybe, they're able to do it.
I think that was an issue not of the H-Priest getting too close to the cleave, but Richard bringing the cleave to the Priest. It's a thing I'm guilty of on my Windwalker. Just when in doubt, you run at your healer, and it's not always the best tactic. Yeah, I do think that it looked a lot better there from Kick the Hunter. I wonder if they have a caster friendly map pick, because it is their pick here. If that might be what makes the difference.
Choice. If you're Kick the Hunter, what map do you go to here? I mean, you just came off of Tolvaron, right?
You'd probably would you want the Z axis? Like, I'm thinking like maybe like Muggen Bala or Blade's Edge might be available. Like, just as Richard, you drop down when you get scared, pull back up as soon as the melee commits.
Yeah, but I feel like that Muggen Bala with the Z axis, all that's going to do is kind of screw over the healers a little bit more. Because think of the Windwalker is just going to port back up, and the Demon Hunter is just going to double jump from the stairs and then fell rush up.
Yeah. Well, It is a moot point because I've chosen Imperium Domain as their pick here, so a very Nagrand-esque pick here.
Hold on to your graphics cards, boys and girls. We are going to the Imperium Domain.
We are. So I'm expecting to see Richard dig in more at the base of the stairs here rather than utilize the pillars. So it's possible, because the thing about this map for Walk is that it's basically impossible to stop the Walk's gate. So that will guarantee the mobility tools, the gate, and the port.
I am wondering though. I'm wondering if they would maybe have a better time if Richard was, say, Affy. I don't know if Richard is very versed at his affliction. I'm just not wondering if it wouldn't be a lot easier for their team if he was Affy.
I know what you're saying. To my understanding, he's committed to the demo dream, and if he chooses to go down playing demo, I can absolutely respect that. The gates have opened, so we'll see what Rick's going to do here. I imagine it's going to be gateway right where he's standing.
Yep, and it's going to be not behind the pillar. Interesting gateway here, but Fleshy Sea comes out as well. We've got the stun possibly into trap onto Plot Wave as well. You've got some dots starting, and Richard doing a great job of running some interference and not letting this team just fully run at him. A great pre-gate to on that Karma as well, but now is when it matters. He's got to trade out that wall. He pre-walled this go. And he's poured. Long X is actually the one in trouble right now. Richard showing signs of life here for sure.
That's the one Tyrant and Felguard here, or Fellward is. That's a lot of damage on this cleave right now. They get stunned again there. So GS is still available. The Priest Stream is still available. GS has just been used there, as we can see. So Richard's currently getting off.
I don't think it's going to proc, though. It looks like Richard's doing a great job, so he's going to hold on to that GS proc. Meanwhile, Long X is actually going to be... Wait, he's running Shadow Port. Did you see that?
I did
He's running
see that.
Port.
And as soon as...
my gosh.
long as that health bar is making motions right now, he still has access to that diffuse and trinket right now, so he should be okay.
Richard is in trouble right here.
Yeah,
Demon Hunter is just teeing off onto Richard, and this priest is kind of standing in the middle of the map. I don't know if that's the best decision. Needs to be able to stay away. Richard has to get away from his priest. He can't have excess CC going on top of him. But as I say that, looks like Spirit Link has to be traded out, and Plot Wave. Long X is in trouble. So is Richard.
And he goes down.
They take it the reverse. The reverse. Kick the Hunter figured out how to take down the team. There it is, Richard, with a phenomenal job living against this Windwalker DH.
Yep, so that'll be it. 1-1.
Yep, that's gonna bring us on to a game 3 here. And whoever loses this next game, they're out. That's their tournament. Don't let the door hit you.
I'm just imagining Kick the Hunter just thinking to themselves, like, okay, if we beat this melee, then we have to survive the prop paladin version of the same thing.
Yeah, no, if I'm Kick the Hunter, I'm not even thinking about the prop pally. I don't want to think about the prop pally. Yeah, I'm just figure out how to get through this next game.
So unfortunately for Kick the Hunter, the melee team has taken it to Hook Point. And if you were to ever pick a map to favor this melee cleave, it would be Hook Point. This is a cage match situation here. So a lot less room for Richard to play.
Well, I'm sure the Demon Hunter will be definitely playing Big Cage, playing Entertainment as well. So, oh, I had to.
Fair enough.
My Demon Hunter jokes, they're the best.
Yeah.
Just like my dad jokes. Choice, do you know how you know that my dad jokes are the best? Do you know
how
I know
your dad jokes are the best?
You know because they're a parent.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so it is 1-1 on Hook Point. Kick the Hunter just had a great win against the Grain against Xerxes, and we're looking to see if they can win this match point for a chance to go up against the TSG. Or will Xerxes take advantage of this map pick and get a rematch against the Prot TSG? Who knows? We'll see.
I think Plot Wave might have been able to hold on to his link a little longer than he did. So if I'm Xerxes, you've got to just stick on Richard and just pressure him until he dies. But B, I think Plot Wave needed to be a little bit more conservative there. I think he was hoping for a quicker win. And if you're on the side of Kick the Hunter, you've got to recreate that last scenario. Richard has got to stay alive and get away from this melee cleave if he wants to live. So we've got Trap going out onto Plot Wave, immediately gets reversed onto the Hunter. Big Cage onto Lorraine, the Priest as well. Looks like Bomb Squatch is actually going to be the target here.
So he trades Trinket Turtle there.
Very interesting choice here. Long X taking a ton of damage, has to press that Karma, maybe offensively, but Bomb Squatch getting chunked right now, and Lorraine choosing to fly into the air, not going to be CC'd on this one, being able to bomb those heals into Bomb Squatch, but isn't going to be enough. He just is taking unrelenting damage. The Shackle comes out from the Shaman. Choice, what do they have to do to win this?
Well, yeah, so it's a brave decision to let Richard free cast right now. So we just saw the Fell Lord come out there. So Bomb Squatch is going for a bit of a run right now. Not much available to keep him alive right now, but if he can keep this ability going right now, Long has just used the last of his defensive cooldowns. A lot of damage on Bomb right now. So it's only Trinket and Link left for Xerxes.
Bomb Squatch is doing an amazing job of kiting and keeping up his damage at the same time.
No, that's darkness.
Has to stand in the darkness.
Yep,
there's the Link and darkness overlapped. I don't know if that was completely necessary.
Maybe something back to Richard. No, back on the Hunter here.
This could be Kick the Hunter's turn. This could be their chance to take it. Richard gets stunned up.
They whiff sweep there as well, unfortunately.
Oh, Log X. I think he could go down right here. Yep. Kill shot comes out, and Kick the Hunter is gonna advance into the final matchup here versus Pillarman.
I thought for a second there that Jaws may have had a cross kill in them, but seems like that will not be the case there.
Richard Interesting matchup. Not going for Richard again.
Would you have seen that coming? At the
No,
start of the series?
I was surprised. I think as surprised as Bomb was, as you can see, the first stun he dropped super low, had to trinket turtle. Great reaction time by him, but I think he was just as surprised as all of us when they started going on the hunter.
Yeah, clearly there was. Bomb looked like they were in a lot of trouble for most of that game. Unfortunately, it's very very risky to let a warlock free cast like that. It's obviously a lot of pressure from Richard, a lot of peels from Richard throughout that, and yeah, Bomb was able to just hang in there just long enough to see the Windwalker go down there.
For sure. Now the real question we're looking at, Choice, is does Kick the Hunter even have the tools in their toolkit to stop the opener from this prop paladin team?
Short answer, no. Long answer, maybe.
Okay, let me hear the long one here.
I mean, so we know that. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to picture how this plays out.
Well, so here's how it's going to start, right? So pillar men are going to run in, right? You're going to have that asphyxiate onto the healer coming out immediately. You're going to have the stormbolt onto the kill target, whether it be the healer or whether it be either the hunter or I think it might be the demo. I honestly think they're going to go for the kill target on the demo because that holy priest will be able to fly into the air. So unless they get that Kyrian spear down first, but I think if the holy priest is if they go on the holy priest preemptively, they've got to fly into the air to avoid that Kyrian spear.
And that's where I erred there because I'm trying to figure out if you're the TSG, who's your kill target going to be? Because on the one hand, it looks like you can just fold the warlock in half, but we saw that they very much relied on all-inning the healer, and the holy priest does have more tools to immediately survive. Like they have the fade, they have the flight, they have.
I think they have to go because the hunter can turtle and avoid a lot of damage now. I mean, they'll still have damage after turtle is out, but I think hunter's not the best target. I think the demo lock is going to be the best target for them if they want to win. And because he's got to be able to either gate or port that Kyrian spear. And if that warlock gets caught in the Kyrian spear, obviously, I mean, the holy priest is going to probably fly in the air and bomb heals as much as they can, but I just don't think it's healable. I don't think, full power infusion, full cooldowns rolling, just pumping heals, not getting kicked. I don't think it's enough to keep this warlock alive versus this opener.
I think that's a very fair read on the situation. But as Kick the Hunter have demonstrated, they can make it work. They can make magic happen. So who's to say really who will win?
So far they have been the most versatile team, and they've been the only team that we've seen that has learned from their mistakes and come back to take the dub. So we'll see. I think again, to beat this prop paladin team, your answer is simple and extremely difficult at the same time. Live the opener, you'll win the game. But a lot easier said than done.
Yes, for sure.
Choice, what do you think? Any predictions here? Do you think that it will be the warlock?
I choose to believe in the power of Richard, but smart money is on the TSG to just walk out there and just so.
I think it's Pillar Man's game to lose. Either they go in and they're going to take the dub. Like I think they would be the expected favorite here, and but they've got to put in the work. They don't just show up and get the dub automatically. They've got to put in the work.
Absolutely right, but Richard has won my heart with that last series. So we are about to hit the button to queue up for our first game here. So we're just marking time for the next few seconds here, I believe.
Hey, we got so guys, if you're in the chat, if you're listening to me right now, let us know this first game of our final matchup here, are you hashtag Team Richard or are you hashtag Team Mortal X? Let's know who you guys voting for.
Are you Team Richard or are you boring? Those are your options.
Oh, no bias here at all.
No. I know I'm not supposed to talk this way, but come on. How can you not want to see a demo lock BM Hunter succeed? Come
on. We got some Mortal X's in the chat. We got some Team Richard in the chat.
How can you not root for that Warlock?
What is this trans? Oh my gosh. Okay. It's like okay, Choice. I'll give you the Warlock on that one. I'm not going to root for either team here. As much as I don't want to see a demo win, I also don't want to see a Prop Paladin win. So we'll see. Gates are opening here in about 4 seconds, and we are going to see. Do not blink, because this opener might just decide the match.
There's the Guardian. Slow on to Mook there. That was also the Freedom there. So straight on the healer here.
The Ashen Hollow comes out. The War Stomp.
Yep, Trinket Fade there. So the healer is now out of the Ash. That's the boon committed right there.
Oh, the Kyrian Spear. You gotta get out of the Kyrian Spear.
So Loren can't press GS, and there we go.
Wait, but are they playing the Lego? That's the real question.
I was just wondering that. Mook taking a low
could be a cross kill. Could be a cross kill. And the Walker goes down. We got a cross kill. If Lorraine is playing that Lego, no, they're not.
They're not. But
unfortunate.
we still have a game in our hands. So the Prop Paladin has nothing. That's AMS committed. That's IBF as well from the DK. That's full fear onto Mortar right now.
Crack's taking a ton of damage.
Crack's taking a ton of damage right now.
This is still anybody's game. Richard could pull this one off. Crack's taking a ton of damage. Can Mortal X keep his DK alive? Going for the fear on the Cracks. Could go down right here.
There it is.
Oh my gosh. And now, game's not over. Prop Paladins do not like dying. They are near impossible to kill. So, can he take down Richard or...
No.
Nope. Richard. Oh, the come from behind. The underdog takes home the victory. Kick the Hunter up 1-0.
We have a series on our hands, Barn. We have a series.
We have got a series. Ooh, I am so happy to see Richard's team do well. And not that I'm not rooting for either or, but now we can see it. We've got ourselves some ball games. Now, Pillar Man's going to the drawing board. Okay, what did we do wrong? Who is our target? What do we do next? What's our sequence? Do we start Stormbolt and then Hodge, then Stormbolt, right? Now the wheels are turning and I'm loving it.
Yeah. So you and I both had the same thought at the exact same moment. If the priest is able to grab a hold of that res legendary, that might be a real game changer for them, because obviously it is quite a common pick on ladder. If you know you're going to get trained, that res legendary can be very, very, very potent. And I don't know if the TSG has the legs to kill the healer a second time if they are playing that, that legendary.
We'll see, but real quick, I want to go to Cherry real quick. Cherry, so if Kick the Hunter is able to take this series, right, can you confirm with us that will be that will result in a bracket reset and we will go into a grand finals?
They need to win 2 more games because the grand finals is best of 5, so they have to win 2 more games and then the bracket reset goes. Because this is double elimination, the way the grand finals works is if a team went through the lower bracket and won and ends up beating the team that never dropped a game, that's why there's a bracket reset, because that team that lost technically never lost once, so that's their second chance to basically make sure they don't get knocked out completely. So in order for Richard's team to win this, they need to beat Mortal X's team. What is that? So
they've got to
6 out of 10 games basically. They need to win 6 out of 10 games. They've got to
win the next best of 5, correct?
Yeah. So they have to. So there's 10 games total. So they have to win 6 out of those 10 games total. If they win,
they're fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah, they are fighting an uphill battle. So they have to win this best of 5 to reset the bracket, and then win another best of 5 after that. So
Awesome. Well, you guys heard it here from our tournament admin, Cherry herself. My hat's off. Big shout out to Cherry. Without her, these events would not be happening. So, my hat's off. And guys, show a little love in the chat right here for Cherry. Of course, without her, the Oasis, all of our tournaments, the community, everything, right? It wouldn't be where it's at. So, big shout out, and you guys heard it here.
Yep.
A real double elimination.
So Barn, we're taking it to Ruins of Lordaeron here. Do you have any thoughts on Ruins as a pick?
Well, Ruins, as you may know, Choice, is absolutely my favorite map in the whole game.
I do know that. That's the thing that you've told me.
Yep. It's my favorite map in the whole game, and I think Ruins favors the Prop Pally for sure. But I don't think the map pick is what is really going to set the win-loss condition. I think that the way the Pillarman, the Prop Pally team went into, and the way that they did their targeting for the enemy team in the first game is what lost them the game. They were very it felt like they were disjointed. They didn't get their go onto the target that they wanted to in a very quick and timely manner, right? They did get their go, and it did result in a kill, but they didn't get it right in the opener. It wasn't first global, right? It was, they went across the map, and then they got succeed, and then there was trinkets, and then they did this, and they did that, and then they finally connected, and then the priest died, right? So if they're able to connect on their target just right off the mount, I think that's going to spell disaster for Kick the Hunter. And I think it's Kick the Hunter's job to make sure that doesn't happen.
Absolutely. Wait, so the interesting thing for Kick the Hunter is they have access to all of that AoE control. You've got 2 AoE fears, you've got a Shadow Fury, and those are the little things. If those fears stick, if you you get trinkets on the first fear, re-fear off the trinkets, and then throw a Shadow Fury, then that could very well be all it takes for the Holy Priest to slip away. Mm-hmm. But we are now into the map here.
So this will be definitely an interesting game. We'll definitely want to see. Well, where did the floor go?
This little part is weird. I don't know why this part you can see through everything.
It's
a little weird there.
It's a very old map. It doesn't handle the spectator view very well.
Yeah, I believe this map was made before the spectator mode was even put into the game.
Yeah, I believe it was the third arena introduced sometime in mid BC. So a very, very young map.
Yeah, what was the name of the arena? That the Ring of Peace, right? That's the
Ring of Valor.
Ring of Peace. Ring of Valor. Yes,
the opposite of
not Ring of Peace. No, the Ring of Valor. I missed that. I mean, I know I could log into TBC and play on it, but I miss that map sometimes. I really do.
All right, the gates are about to open here, so. Curious to see where Richard is going to want to set up, where this gateway is going to go. Presumably, it's from the doorway
the Guardian
to the Tombstone Guardian, first global, as you'd expect. The Hodge commits, trinket for insta-fade to get away from that spear
the
here.
fade out of the spear, great job from Lorraine staying alive, but he's got to get away from that Ashen Hollow. Lorraine ends up staying alive. Oh my gosh, procs that GS, gets that Mass Dispel off.
Silence while floating, so the health bar hasn't moved. Oh my god.
Lorraine staying alive to the opener.
Lorraine has nothing left right now. Rally's still available for the Warrior.
Is getting chunked down. This could be it for the Warrior. Cross kill, possibly Flash of Light coming out, and Warrior goes down. We've got a cross kill. Does Lorraine play the Lego? We will see. We will see. They might not have it. We'll see. Cracks. No. It's a true cross kill. We're back. Right? It's deja vu, Groundhog's Day. Who's going to take this one? Will Richard and Bomb Squatch be able to take out Cracks, or will Mortal X be able to keep his DK alive? The Prop Pally off healing is not what it used to be, and Cracks is taking a ton of damage. Kill shot comes out, but Bomb Squatch is in trouble, does not have Turtle to trade.
I think
Mortal X doesn't want to give up, but it's looking like he may take the L on this one.
Yeah, so we can see Richard is in the back there ramping damage here. So Mortal does not have any defensives to commit here, and so the health should slowly just glide down here as Bomb Squatch has been able to get some distance.
The port. Every time, I love seeing it in arena. I never see it in arenas, but Richard is doing a great job.
There's the full Hodge axe toss on the Hodge go there, so Mortal doesn't get a chance to get any healing off. So Mortal goes down 2-0 to Kick the Hunter.
We could have a comeback on. We could have a comeback on our hands here, Choice. Kick the Hunter has been versatile, and they have proven that they can learn and grow, and that's got to be one of the biggest upsides of a 3v3 arena team is anybody can press that Q button, but if you can take those losses, you can learn from them, and the next time you fight that same comp, that same team, figure out how to win. That's how you grow. That's how you get glad. That's how you get that rank 1, by learning and growing and figuring out how to win.
Absolutely. So if you're this TSG, are you thinking of making changes at this point? Are you looking at maybe going the Warlock, maybe committing to Bomb Squatch?
I mean,
what do you think's going through their head right now?
If I'm the TSG, I'm going the Warlock from the beginning here, just because I don't think they're going to be able to train down the Priest fast enough. I mean, that Holy Priest, whether they have the Lego or not, they're going to be able to get that healing off even after they're dead. Yes. Plus, you've got the Fade able to get out of the Kyrian Spear. I just don't think Holy Priest is a good target. Yes, they're getting the kill, but they're not getting. They're not getting the double kills that we were seeing earlier against that Windwalker DH team.
Yes. What's worth noting is that go on the Holy Priest that time around was probably as good as you could hope for, because they forced the fade, like the trinket fade was almost instant. They immediately then had the Priest GS. They procced it almost instantly. The Priest then flew and was silenced on their flight, so the health bar wasn't like they weren't able to recover in the air. Mm-hmm. It was a very, very, very solid go from the TSG, and you wouldn't want to like. You wouldn't want to bet on getting a better go than that, like in terms of like what they're able to get.
Exactly. I love what you're saying right there, because as far as the TSGs go on the Priest, I don't think I really don't think it could have been any more clean, and they still ended up taking an L. So I think they need to change up their targeting. I would have honestly went for the lock first, but again, I don't play prop pally. I don't play with prop pallies. So I don't really know exactly what they do when they're faced with, having to, figure out how to beat a team. But I just don't think going after the Kyrian Priest first is going to be the play.
Yeah. So the big thing about the Holy Priest fade, obviously, and you pointed that before, the ability to fade the spear breaks up their entire AoE setup. So that means that the Ashen either is worthless or gets dropped off the spear. And it means that like just that whole thing of them being a cleave comp starts to sort of break down. If they go on Richard, odds are the spear doesn't get ported, because they can do that, but it's not reliable. Richard's likely going to get speared, which means the Ashen's going to stick. They have access to Death Grip to pull the Priest in if they want to try to make some cleave happen. They've got the Strang and the Shield of Virtue. They do have some range control for the Priest, so I think the lock as the target in the opener does make a lot of sense.
Tris, what do you think about this map pick here? Hook Point.
Hook Point. So obviously this was Pillarman's pick, and as a cleave, I think Hook Point's, it's the gold standard cleave map as we discussed. I don't see it getting much better for the TSG in terms of map. I don't know if you would disagree with that.
No, I agree. I think the eyes need to be on, honestly, the Warrior. If the Warrior is able to stay alive on the side of Pillarman, because he's the only one that I really think might be able to go down close to the opener. You won't be able to train down this prop pally, and the DK has too many initial cooldowns to trade. Yes. So I think if the Warrior can manage to stay alive, I really don't think he should be leading with his face in this one.
Okay, they appear to be going on the Holy Priest once again here, so that's a
bop
there.
The Ashen Hollow, the Kyrian
Priest
Spear.
Gets ripped on the flight. Oh no!
Oh,
the fade comes out.
Priest is in trouble. The Priest Rain, gotta run.
Priest is in a lot of trouble. This is the Strang right now, so that it has to trigger that very late. Gets restunned.
Oh, and there's. Will they get the cross kill? Warrior at about half health. Oh, but the big Hodge is coming out onto the Warrior. Is it going to be enough? Kill shot takes him down. We are Groundhog's Day yet again. Will cracks go down, and the Rain is playing with the Lego. Lorraine is back again.
There it is.
Oh, now Pillarman is definitely on the back foot. Lorraine playing with that Lego, learning as this team is famous for figuring out how to take home the dub. Immortal X bows out. He knows he's been defeated, and we've got ourselves a 3-0. And we've got ourselves, correct me if I'm wrong here, a full bracket reset going into a grand finals.
That is my understanding, Barn.
Ooh.
So we have...
This is getting spicy. This is getting spicy. This Prop Alley team has got to figure out going that Holy Priest, especially now that they have that Lego.
Yeah.
Really don't think that's the play.
Yes. So theoretically, let's say they continue to go the Holy Priest. Their win condition, they have to essentially do that again, what we just saw, and then switch off for 15 seconds and not let the priest top their teammates. Because as we know, the Legos, the amount of health that the priest is brought back at is based on how much healing they do during the Guardian. So what you want to do is you want to not damage the enemy, like the remaining players. So the priest can't pump their health bar, so they come back potentially sub 10% health. That's the goal with the GS Lego. Which means they have to just kind of endure and just hang out for 15 seconds as the Warlock and Hunter continue to bear down on them as a triple DPS matchup. I think that Lego does very much seal the whole thing of they have to look at another target.
Well, basically, it just is. So the win condition for Pillarman has always been win in the opener or lose the game. And so going on the Holy Priest, they basically, with that Lego, they're taking away the option of ever winning in the opener if you go the Holy Priest, right? Because best case scenario, you have to go through the Fade, you have to go through the Trinket, you have to go through GS, and you have to go through that Lego, meaning by the time you do land the kill, which they have been very consistent landing the kill every single game, right? You're out of offense and defensive cooldowns yourself. So I still say, I stick to my guns on this from the start. They have to go the Warlock or they're going to lose the game.
Yeah. I said before the previous game that their Ruins opener was the best one you could hope for. The hook point one was even better because they managed to spear the flight from the Priest. So the Priest hit the fly button and got gripped straight back down to Earth. That was
and that was best case scenario for them as well.
That was a minor miracle, funnily enough, for the TSG there. So I completely agree that's that looking to walk. I know that they probably know as a team familiar with this composition that the lock may well not be a viable target. They may know in their themselves that it can't be done. Mm-hmm. I think they got to give it a crack.
I think they're giving the respect that Richard is due because we do know Richard. That's not just a typical Warlock. He's built different for sure. So maybe they're just afraid to go onto Richard. But I play Warrior myself as well, and I'm not saying that I'm in any shake of the wand here a great Warrior myself, but I don't like the way that Mock is playing
they're
this.
Resetting the game.
Okay, so we're just getting a reset real quick. A little bit of technical difficulties, but back to what I was saying here is I don't think Mock is playing this the way he needs to. Yes, I know he needs to get that Carrion Spear in there. Yeah. That is super important. But in order for his team to win, he needs to not die, as we keep seeing it happen. So, ergo, I think he needs to play a little bit more conservative and not, lead with his face. I've seen him, and I've seen a lot of Warriors do this, is Warriors tend to lead with their face. I don't know, zug mentality. Yep. I do it all the time as well. But if you're a Kyrian Warrior and not a Necro Warrior, you don't have that added survivability, and especially playing with the Prop Alley, those Prop Alley off heals were nerfed, in one of the last more recent nerfs. Therefore, I think keeping yourself alive and then waiting for the Prop Alley and the DK to get in there and set up for you, then going for the leap, then going for the Kyrian Spear is going to be the play.
I know what you're saying for sure. And now Yeah, in terms of just letting the functionally immortal paladin and death knight set it up for you, and then coming in and very much like just doing a tactical strike there, playing almost like a rogue in a way, like just a very beefy, zuggy rogue.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's just all it is just kind of learning from your mistakes, right? And that's what separates really, really good players from players who may not be, there yet. Is really, really good players. They will look at their losses and they will see, we keep losing because our warrior keeps dying, and our warrior keeps dying because he's running in first. He's half health before we even get 2 globals into the match. Our pally cannot keep him alive. Therefore, we need to do whatever we can to not have him run in at half health.
All right, the gates are about to open here, so it is a bracket reset. So this is a best of 5 to decide the day here. It is Kick the Hunter versus Pillar Man, as the Cleave is heading in. Still not quite sure what their target is yet.
Mortal half health already.
Oh my god!
Going down. Ashen Hollow being traded out in the one-shot coming onto the warrior as well. They do talk
to Richard here, so they get Fade, they get Dark Pact.
Richard taking a ton of damage.
Richard taking so much damage.
This is going to be unhealable.
Richard goes down there, and I believe Mock still has the juice left to survive. Gets topped there.
Mortal X with those big off heals as well. Barely manages to keep Mock alive.
Now the question is, do they actually have the closing power to kill Bomb Squatch here? They should.
I believe this TSG can definitely take down this Hunter. He doesn't have Turtle anymore. Lorraine doesn't have GS either. It's just a matter of time. But I think very well played from the side of Pillar Man as far as switching up that kill target.
Moku's copping it right now.
Ooh, wait a second.
Bomb Squatch is on the offensive right now.
Kill shot comes out. Do we have a cross kill?
We do.
But can they keep Bomb Squatch alive? Big flash heals coming out. Bomb Squatch staying alive, and we've got ourselves a matchup.
Yeah, so
Mortal X. Pillarman can't celebrate too early here.
Yeah, so Mortal X is out of defensives right now, so he is a good target. His Argent Defender is about to expire here, so he is without anything major for the next 2 minutes or so. Kyraxo is also taking quite a bit of damage here. Loran has just been strained at half health. Bomb Squatch taking a lot of damage right now.
Trap.
That's
We've got ourselves with a big grip as well. This could still be anybody's game. Lorraine gets interrupted. Does Cracks go down? The kill shot doesn't come out before and it looks like Cracks is gonna be victim to that chastise and goes down. Mortal X left. Lorraine still at about half mana. This is Kick the Hunter with the amazing comeback. Bomb Squatch putting the team on his back, going full depth with that squat, takes the dub for his team.
I had a bad feeling when I saw Richard go down. I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if this is over yet." And so that is really unfortunate for Pillman. Now, I do think that what we saw there is the key to their strategy there. So they still opened on Lorraine. They got the cooldowns they wanted, and then they turned to Richard with the spear, and were able to kill him through cooldowns. So that, I think, is the template for success there. You throw in perhaps a better map pick, and I think that the TSG is very much in this now.
I still think this is either team's game, and I think this is just getting better and better every single game that we watch, because now, these teams are changing their strategies, right? They're realizing what will work, what won't work. Okay, we have a great job. We went on the Warlock, and we actually did a lot better, but our Warrior still went down. Now, if you saw, the Warrior almost went down within the first 5 seconds. This is the one thing I was talking about.
Insane, yeah.
So one thing I've been talking about, that what's happening is it's not the Warlock that's doing it. This Hunter is just railing into this Kyrian Warrior the moment he comes in line. So they have got to lead with the Prot Pally and the DK and get CC on this Hunter. They've got to get that cross CC so that their Warrior can enter the fight and do what he needs to do for this Warlock without having to worry about pressing every single defensive he has, because he's going to need it.
Ooh.
But no, great matchups. Choice.
So I'm reading Cherry's chat, and we have what I think is potentially quite a big change coming up here from the side of.
Well, hold on. We can't spoil anything
we can't
yet.
spoil it.
We'll wait until we get into the match to call it because we don't know just yet.
But if you're seeing what I'm seeing, do you think this may be a game changer?
I am seeing what you're seeing, and in my opinion, I think this is one thing that could end up, changing the matchup because, right, here's everything that we've been talking about is both these teams, amazing play style coming out of both of them, but not just because they're able to, get that dub, because they're showing their ability to adapt. They're showing their ability to change their strategy based on what the enemy team is doing. And this is, you've got two great teams coming in here, both all of them gladiator level as well. So I am just thoroughly impressed. Normally, when you see these community tournaments, you don't have teams that are willing to adapt, and teams that normally if their A strategy doesn't work, they don't have a B and a C. Well, both these teams are proving they've got a D, they've got an E, they've got an F, they've got all of their strategies that they can employ. So, real quick, to go to Cherry with the rules real quick, right? What are the rules as far as swapping things such as class, covenant, characters, stuff like that?
So for this specific tournament, I stated that because it's a 3v3, I was more lenient on what you can change. So in a 3v3, you can change your specs. You can change your covenants. The only thing you cannot change is your role and your actual character and your classes. So like if you're a healer, you can't go to a tank or a DPS or whatever, but you can change. If you're like a DK or a hunter, you can change to your other DPS specs or whatever. So the only things you cannot change are your character and the role that you were playing in the tournament. Those are the only two things you cannot change.
So, for example, if this prop pally say, hey, prop pally's not working, I want to go holy pally, that would not be allowed. Correct?
No, because he has to stay tank because he signed up for the tournament as a tank.
Okay. And then the same thing goes as far as if, say, this BM hunter wanted to swap to marksman, right? That would be allowed, correct?
Yes, that would be allowed.
Okay, awesome. Just want to make sure everything is crystal clear for everybody, and everybody kind of understands. And you guys can type your commands in the chat as well. ! rules. I would also encourage you guys !Oasis as well. This is a great community. This is one of the communities that's really been helping a lot of newer players. People learn, and personally, I know I love to focus on players who are learning and are learning in a non-toxic environment. And Oasis is definitely an amazing community where you're able to learn the game, where you're able to learn the aspects of PvP and learn the aspects of PvE as well in a non-toxic environment, which is a lot better than a lot of other games, right? A lot of other communities, a lot of other environments where you have to go through all of the hate. You have to go through all of the get out of my group, you nub, right?
So it is worth pointing out here. So the change that was made, we can't see it right now, but our warrior here has gone Necrolord. So that is a big boost in initial survivability for the TSG, and also grants access to that Conqueror's Banner. Which I believe you have some thoughts on Conqueror's Banner.
So Conqueror's Banner itself is going to give, we all know it's going to get that fleshcraft, but Conqueror's Banner is going to be huge for both the prop pally and for this DK because it's going to provide them with 400 additional mastery.
Cherry, I believe the scene hasn't swapped yet. I think we're still on the...
my, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. Thank you.
Good call. Yeah, so we're about to see, yes, Fleshcraft coming out on the side of this warrior. He's going to have more survivability, and that Conqueror's Banner is going to let Mortal X do so much more damage with that Ashen Hollow. Just watch for somebody to get absolutely chunked during this Ashen Hollow.
So,
Richard, taking a little bit of damage starting off, has to pre-wall, possibly. Dies without pressing wall. Oh, and that's that Conqueror's Banner different. Yes, that 400 additional mastery. That is a ton. And this Ashen Hollow just destroying Kick the Hunter. and they've got to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to live this one.
Yeah, so what we saw there, opening Hodge onto Lorraine triggered it instantly into flight, but unfortunately, I think Richard either ranged the heals, because obviously you've got that extra axis to deal with, so it's possible to range the heal, even if they were quite close a second ago.
Mm.
So that plus straying onto Richard meant no access to wall, and Richard just dropped there in a very small amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely needed to get that wall off. He needed a pre-wall, but even if he did, I still think that's not going to be enough. I don't know. I don't even know if like he even lined the healer there. I think it's just a case of with that Conqueror's Banner, the Ashen Hollow damage just turns unhealable, in my opinion. Yeah, Richard definitely just got hit by a bus. That's for sure.
That is very much a statement there from the TSG. They are still in this. The change to Necrolord, as we hinted at, very significant, because not only does it provide that big beefy shield that allows Mock to not be half health when the game actually starts, but it also gives that big group wide mastery buff which benefits everyone. And just allows them to be even more aggressive.
Now, we are talking about the pros of going Necrolord. Let's talk about the cons for 1 second here. Losing that Kyrian Spear, that does provide Kick the Hunter, especially Richard himself, the chance to where now he's not going to be locked down in that Kyrian Spear. He actually has he can, you can add a little bit of skill in here, right? Can you pre-port the Hodge, or can you pre-port that Stormbolt? Can you, pre-gate something? So now, right, Pillarman, they have showed, okay, you guys were adapted to our strategy. Now we adapted to your strategy. So the ball is back in Richard and Kick the Hunter's court. Can they adapt to this new strategy coming out of Pillarman?
So we are on Tolvaron, so if there was ever a map for Richard to survive, you would think it would be Tolvaron here, as the gates open, and we see the TSG bearing down.
Yes, we see a little damage coming onto the coming from the Hunter onto the Warrior as well. But there's the Ashen Hollow, gets gripped right back. Richard not able to get away. He's got to line the Ashen Hollow. Watch for that big damage to be coming out right now. Looks like the Hunter Bomb Squatch is actually taking a little bit, but Richard getting chunked down, has to take that port, getting life ripped from Lorraine. And just before the heal connects, Richard goes down. Can Bomb Squatch come back with the 2v3? I don't know. Mock, he knows the win condition here. He's just going to line that Hunter the whole time. And Bomb Squatch just trying to run, see if he can kill that Warrior. The weakness of Pillarman is going to be Mortal X's inability to keep his teammates alive at the same time as keeping himself alive. Joyce, what do you think here? How does Kick the Hunter adapt to this situation?
So right now, with Mock not wanting to enter the fight, that's Fleshcraft there, so we should see Moke come in here. Apparently, Bomb Squatch's pet died to Cleave in the midst of all this, so it has to trade Turtle there. So really, things aren't looking good for Kick the Hunter here, but it is feasible that if they can connect to Moke and get some damage rolling, they can actually get a kill. But you've got Die by the Sword coming back up. Kyrax...
Moke is coming back in.
Yeah, so Kyrax is at about half health, so he may well be killable. They still have access to the...
Gets kicked on the Fleshcraft. Trap on Immortal X. Cracks could go down. What a kill shot. Oh my gosh. We've got ourselves a cross kill. But now Bomb Squatch doesn't have that turtle to trade out. He's going to have to kite for his life. Can Mortal X keep Mock alive? But Lorraine has Guardian Spirit. Will he get it? Doesn't get it and goes down. But are they playing the Lego?
Yeah, probably playing the Legendary. So the goal right now for Mortal and Moke is not to feed too much health onto Bomb Squatch. So they don't want to be doing damage right now, which we can see right now. They're not damaging the Hunter. So Lorraine spawns very low on health. Yeah,
Can they land the kill on the Warrior, or will Lorraine go down first? It's anybody's game right now, but that kill shot, that execute's going to start benefiting right now. Mock goes down, and Lorraine and Bomb Squatch somehow managed to stay alive and adapt to this strategy. Meanwhile, Richard watches it all from the floor, and he's over there just clapping for his team.
This is a roller coaster. This series.
Oh, I know.
This is what happens when you play 10 games.
I just want to point out, this tournament was supposed to have 10 teams max. We only have 3 teams, and it's taking this long. I'm kind of glad we didn't have 10 teams, because we would be here all night.
Oh, for sure. This would be a very, very long tournament if we had the 10 teams, especially a double elimination. Woo! Yeah, I've been in those tournaments, those 10-hour tournaments, and they're fun. It's great. The hype is there. All of the backstory, all of the build up, everything is there. But after, I'll tell you from personal experience, casting for 9-10 hours straight, that's not the easiest thing in the world.
No. So I do think ultimately the map pick did favor Richard there, because there was so much space for that, for the gate and the grip and the port. Like, there was so much value from all those mobility tools. I think when they take it to a hook point type map, which I believe we're going to see, that should hopefully give the TSG more of an advantage. Unnerved Pride. I don't know about that one,
Mortal X.
I have to agree to disagree on that one, my guy. But
hey, we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Honestly, Choice, who do you have for this next one? Because I believe we are 2-1 so far.
Yep.
Yes. Kick the Hunter is up 1, and if they get this victory right here, Kick the Hunter will be the 3v3 tournament champions.
That is my understanding. I believe that the TSG is taking it to Hook Point, which again, if I had to pick a map for the TSG to pull this back on, it would be Hook Point. So I'm not giving the trophy to Kick the Hunter just yet, but they are looking very, very good. And considering that they were kind of like the oddest looking comp at the beginning of all this, it's been a lot of fun to see a shamelessly
to
off
see
meta
what a Prop Pally team kind of looks like going into some more meta teams, but I don't know. I really don't think that I can throw this ball in either team's court. I think we're just going to have to stay tuned. All I know is Kick the Hunter. They are on match point. So Richard, let me tell you what. Richard is over there. He's huddled up. Hey, team, get over here. Huddle up, huddle up. Richard is giving that pep talk right now. He's talking to his one more win. Hunter, you've been Bombshot. You've been doing a great job. Just one more win, buddy. You got to pull out one more, and we take home the whole thing. But Mortal X is over there. He's got to pull it out, right? He's talking to his team as well. He is hyping them up. This could be it. Match point right here, coming on Hook Point. This is going to be a good one.
It will be. So again, Hook Point, the stomping ground of the melee cleaves. So it is a tough assignment for these two clothies to survive this.
Yep, we'll see. I don't see any talent choice swaps, but the question is, Lorraine was not playing with that Res Lego on the last time. Wait, yes, Lorraine was. So are we? I'm imagining that Lorraine will keep playing with that. Yes. If I was Lorraine, I would definitely keep playing with that. But Cracks never really been targeted from the start like that before. We'll see if he's going to play any different as well.
Okay, the gates are open. Here we go.
You got the Queen
Guardian
now.
First Global. Freedom there. Symbol of Hope First Global.
Going on to Lorraine. No stuns coming out. Ashen Hollow being popped right here. It looks like they're going right onto Richard. Richard standing his ground for a couple seconds, gets gripped right back. Still staying relatively healthy. As I say it, he drops. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. And meanwhile, Bob Squatch taking a ton of damage as well.
But we know that this isn't.
Oh, we can't see. Cherry, we can't see.
Oh,
Cherry, the scene.
God.
Cherry. Oh no.
Okay, that's okay because the match is far from over right now. So Richard did go down in the opener, but as we know, Pillarmen have a tough assignment to actually close out this 2v3. Bomb Squatch is able to play relatively fearlessly, and Mortal does not necessarily have the tools to keep these two melee alive indefinitely here. Also note, Lorraine is getting a lot of value out of this Holy Ward right now, which is currently active. So if the TSG want to make a setup here, they're going to need to remove this Holy Ward. Lorraine is also playing Boon, which is a really great offensive tool here, which they've committed onto Moku right now. So Moke is in quite a bit of trouble right now. Leaps across to the next pillar there, so should survive. There's the Fleshcraft here. She'll get a full Fleshcraft.
There's the trap coming out. The question is Mock the target, or is Cracks going to be the target here for Bomb Squatch?
Well, so Mock is the good target right now, but Cracks, if they're staying in, you're just going to go ahead and hit Cracks. That's what happened in the previous game. So you can see right now Cracks is taking some damage. IBS is going to get traded out there. Both of them can die if things continue going this way. Very much, I think they're waiting for some things to cycle back through before they can actually close out this game here. Without Lorraine having access to Trinket, I think they're a viable kill target, but again, you've got to deal with that Guardian.
Now, Mock does have that avatar rotating back up here in less than a minute. He will also have that Conqueror's banner rotating back up. So if Cracks can stay alive long enough for that Conqueror's banner to rotate back up, that could be all they need to take down Bomb Squatch. He does not have Turtle, therefore he's going to be definitely a viable kill target. But Cracks has to stay alive. Big flash of light heals coming from Mortal X, but is it going to be enough? Trap. There's the A-Bomb limb. Bomb Squatch could go down.
That was so close at the end there.
Oh, wow.
That was so close.
Comes back. Could have been anybody's game right then and there. But we've got ourselves a 2-2. We've got ourselves a Game 5, second round, grand finals. Oh, it couldn't have worked out better than this. We're going to a one last game. One game to end them all. One game to rule them all. Oh, what do you think, Choice? Who do you give it to? We're 2-2.
Who do I give it to? I think as we've seen, the wins for these last few games have swung with the map picks. So if I'm having to split these teams right now, I think it's going to come down to who has the map pick. So I think if Richard's team, if Kick the Hunter takes it to Imperium Domain, as we've seen earlier, that's a mini Tolvaron in a way. I see a world in which Kick the Hunter takes the final game. So if I had to pick, I'm gonna say Kick the Hunter on Imperium Domain.
See, if I'm gonna throw my ball in any team, and I think it's honestly 50-50. I think either team could take it. It's just so incredible the amount of effort and skill that these teams have shown here today. But I honestly might have to give this one to Kick the Hunter, just because, not because of the map pick, but because this is their game, right? They battled their way back from the lower bracket. They fought their way through the first series, and this is the game where out of all games they have to show up. And if you ask Richard to show up, you put that ball in his court, he's gonna show up.
I do want to take a second to sing the praises of this Prot TSG, because whilst it is easy to make fun of Prot Paladins, it is true that their healing was nerfed into the ground recently. So they are very much playing like a triple DPS, and they've demonstrated some really good legs at playing something so with such minimal healing tools, right? So I don't want to make this Prot team the villain of the piece. They've done very well to do as they've done here and to adapt, because at the start of this whole thing, at the start of this overall series against Kick the Hunter, they were in rough shape, and they've been able to make a real series out of this. So I just want to sing their praise as the gates open here.
Well, gates are open. Final match underway. You're not going to see another gate open here in the 3v3 Oasis tournament today. Kick the Hunter, Pillarmen. 2 teams enter. 1 is going to leave victorious.
Wow, they use so much. So they use both Guardian and Divine Shield there to secure that Ashen Hollow, only for it to not really stick. So that's Trigger GS from Lorraine.
Taking a little damage. Richard getting gripped right back. Richard taking a ton of damage. Mock taking a ton of damage as well. Richard goes down. Lorraine taking a ton of damage as well. This could be it. Pillarman could take it right here and right now. Lorraine might be playing that Lego. Bomb Squatch still has Turtle trying to take down Mach. Can Mortal X keep Mach alive? This is for the game right here, right now. Can Bomb Squatch find it? But Lorraine is at 10% health. Will he go down? Lorraine goes down. Bomb Squatch, can he 3v1? Pillarman might run away with the tournament. There it is. Pillarman are your 3v3 champions.
Wow. And what's interesting about that is that was actually probably the most scuffed opener from Pillarman in regard to like how much they had to commit to get Ashen. Then Ashen didn't really do anything, and well, yeah, that was against the grain that one, considering how it started. So yeah, whilst it would be fun to bully a prop paladin, it is true they worked hard for that. They had to change their strategy quite a bit and play a lot more defensive than they perhaps would have liked to have in order to make that work.
Oh man, that was a series. Let me tell you what. I mean, we saw Kick the Hunter come and battle all the way back from the lower bracket. We went to a game 5 on our second series. Both teams trading victories, both teams changing their strategies, changing their covenants, changing up who they target. That was a knockdown, drag-out brawl if I've ever seen one. And Pillarmen come out on top. Definitely an amazing tournament. I mean, we only had 3 teams who were able to show up, unfortunately. But out of 3 teams, I mean, it just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the list and it's like, okay, we've got 4 teams, 2 of them are Zug-Zugs. Like we're going to be in and out of here in 40 minutes, and we're going to have to be like, you know, like we're going to have to be diplomatic about all this. Like, that was a fun little session, but like, obviously, yeah, that series they managed to really deliver on the event there. So congratulations to both teams there. Pillarman, obviously, as we've just been saying, worked really well, really hard to adapt the strategy there, because that first Negran game, they looked more or less out of it. They didn't seem to have much of a chance there. So they were able to change covenants, change strategies, play a lot more defensive, and really make it work there. And Kick the Hunter, considering how they looked at the start of the series.
I mean, yeah, hats off to Kick the Hunter for sure. Yeah. The battle that they had to do just to get to the grand finals, right? Kick the Hunter adapted and overcame so many obstacles.
We started the session like they were first up, and I had my head in my hands like how does a demo log BM Hunter survive against a cleave? And they ended up being able to survive against like the cleaviest cleave to have ever cleaved. So
can you say that 3 times fast?
No,
the cleaviest cleave to ever cleaved.
Yeah. So the amount of development that happened on their end over the course of a handful of games, very impressive. What do you have to say, Cherry? Do you have anything to add to this?
I just want to point out, and I didn't want to mention it because I wanted to see how long it took them to realize, but the first 4 games of the grand finals, and probably like the first game too, Mortal X had Crusader aura on. So...
I mean that's because yeah, I believe the Divine Steed runs faster with Crusader aura up, so you do kind of I think
I don't think so in rated content.
So?
Not in rated content. Okay. It's disabled.
He says intentional, so I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
I don't think it works in rated, does it? What the hell? I thought it does it because I know in RBGs it doesn't. That's why. I'm surprised that it works in arena.
I'm not gonna argue, but he's the champ. He can do what he wants. He wants to play Crusader or a whole game.
So Cherry, this event, even though there was only 3 teams, I mean we got ourselves a nice little casual 3v3 tournament. Lasted a little less than 2 hours here. I had a blast. I know Choice had a blast. I'm sure you did, and I know all the teams absolutely loved it. But one more time, you said we got another Valentine's Day tournament coming up. When is that?
Yeah, so if anyone is interested in the Valentine's Day tournament, it will be Friday the 11th, and Saturday the 12th. So if you guys want to sign up for that, the signups are going to go out on Wednesday, I believe, and I will debate on putting it on PTR just so more people can compete, and at the same time, I don't know, maybe it'll be a little different. Because it's last minute, I might not do it on PTR, but because PTR is there, maybe we'll throw another tournament on there. That way everyone has like the same item level. It can be for fun where people can test out their classes and stuff like that. So maybe I could plan something around that.
It's a really cool idea, and with the Valentine thing in particular, it's good because like let's say I was to rope my girlfriend into participating. The big issue is like she doesn't PvP very often, so she doesn't have all the gear. So if you can do it on PTR, then she has no excuse. Legally she has to play.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that is a big problem actually
legally
because like
she has to play.
I mean, it is a big problem. Unfortunately, like there's a lot of people I'm pretty sure they're interested in tournaments, but like for people that may not know PvP as well, gear feels like such a larger factor when it comes to gameplay. So we could at least alleviate that when it comes to like PTR or tournament realms and stuff like that. So
no, I can't remember who it was who suggested it, but it is a good idea. And the thing is, it's something that benefits from 9.2 still being in the like unknown future. So if PTR is still up come Valentine's Day, that's a smart move if you're open to the extra barrier entry of having to download the PTR and whatnot. But at this point, we're just like shooting the shit on this broadcast.
Choice? Any last words?
No, I want to throw a shout out to Cherry and the Oasis community. You've been singing their praises all day, and I've been keeping quiet. But it is a wonderful community, and Cherry works so hard to make all this stuff work. And has to deal with people no showing and drama and having to fish people up on Twitter and all this sort of thing. It is hard to understate how much work it takes to throw on even an event with 3 teams. So congratulations again, Cherry, for another successfully run event. And yeah, if you're in the chat and you aren't sold on Oasis, give them a look. I lurk in their chats quite frequently now. It's part of my daily scrolling, checking out what's going on in that Discord. A lovely community. So thank you again, Cherry, and thank you to the Oasis community for having me. It's always a good time.
Again, thanks coming out from me as well to the Oasis community, to Cherry. It's a great time casting with you, Choice, right? The second time that we've kind of been on the desk together, and it's just amazing both times, right? So great time getting to cast. Hopefully I'll get to see you guys again here sometime. And amazing community, guys. Cherry, anything else to add here?
I like my 2 cents. Buff Mistweaver and change our tier sets, please. Our tier sets are ass. Please change our tier sets. It's complete and utter ass.
Well, on that note,
advocate for that sort of thing. Come on.
Well, on that note, today we've got a buff Mistweaver, we've got a nerf prop ally, we've got a buff prop ally, and we've got a buff H pal as well. So I'm just gonna slide in here. DHs definitely need a buff there. Blizzard, please, thank you.
Come on. Not even as a joke, man. Not even as a joke. Come on.
Just buff everything. Just well, not everything actually. No. I should be careful with that.
Yeah, let's be careful with that one for sure. So, if we don't have anything else, then from Choice, from Cherry, from myself, thank you all for tuning in to the Oasis 3v3 tournament. We hope to see you at the next one. Guys, !Oasis to be kept up to date on all of the Oasis events going on. Be on the lookout for that Valentine's Day sign up as well. And guys, have a good one.
You take care.